Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. How Sinner and Swiatek cemented their legacy at Wimbledon 2025 and top 5 matches that defined the tournament. After a more than exciting 2025 Wimbledon, the tournament has received a new champion, Jannik Sinner. He not only won the 2025 titles, but he also defeated the previous year's winner, Carlos Alcaraz. The final itself was an emotional duel filled with thrilling moments, as all of us expected. For Sinner, this was no ordinary win. It was a career-defining triumph, which will add his name to tennis annals. With all the records he has set along the way, from today on, his legacy is one of a true champion and a generational talent, which will undoubtedly define the coming decade. If you've been following the tournament with attention, and everything that happened leading to it, you knew that expert predictions on the Wimbledon tournament saw Sinner as one of the leading favorites to win it all. As he did, it would appear that the Roland Garros defeat in the hands of the same opponent added that extra bit of motivation to Jannik to win the tournament. He was mentally in the right place to leave the French Open behind and focus entirely on the grass surface. Even for casual fans of tennis, it is evident that the Sinner/Alcaraz rivalry is the present and the future of tennis. While both had their fair share of success early in their careers, this one puts Sinner one level above Alcaraz. Why? Well, for one, he is the first ever Italian to win a title at Wimbledon. For Italian tennis, it is one of the biggest milestones ever. Also, he is the youngest champion, 23 years and 318 days, since Novak Djokovic, 23 years and 240 days, to win a Grand Slam title while defeating more than one reigning GS champion. When we look at the Open era, he is also the second youngest player to reach 4 consecutive Grand Slam finals, trailing only the legendary Jim Courier. With a Wimbledon win, Sinner has now reached the number 4 in terms of Grand Slams won. If it wasn't for the French Open defeat in the hands of Carlos Alcaraz, Sinner would have had a hold on all 4 titles. The Italian's the current title holder at the US Open, Australian Open, and Wimbledon. This record puts him in a nice company of only 5 other champions who have done so before turning 24. As if that was not enough, he also joined Rod Laver and Novak Djokovic as players who have won titles in both Australia and England during the same year. While some would argue that his wins have an asterisk over them due to the recent ban and a doping scandal, we believe that he served a fair sentence and that all of the success was more than merited. Interestingly enough, the same scenario goes for the women's Wimbledon winner, Iga Swiatek, who was not a favorite among people who have bet on women's singles, and yet she came up against all adversity and took home the title too. While she currently has more Grand Slams than Jannik, leading 6-4, we are sure it is going to change in coping months. After all, Sinner is the only player who was born after 1990 and has managed to defeat more than one reigning men's singles champion at Grand Slams. In the Open era, he is now listed in the same company as Andre Agassi, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, Rod Laver, and Rafael Nadal, all of whom have managed to reach 4 consecutive Grand Slam finals. As far as the 2025 Wimbledon final goes, it was an incredible battle. While the result might suggest so, it was not a one-sided match. A 4-set affair required the best performance from both men. Tennis tactics were of the highest level, momentum shifted with each point, and baseline rallies were as if we were watching prime Djokovic versus Nadal. The first set belonged to Alcaraz. The Spaniard came out with fire in his eyes and cannons in his arms, and was unexpectedly dominant. His fearless approach paid dividends early on, and he managed to come back from a break and to win the set. The second set saw a different Sinner taking the main stage, one who started dominating from the baseline with some of the best ground strokes of the tournament. His dominance continued in sets 3 and 4, and with the return game back on the menu. At the end of the day, Alcaraz didn't stand a chance despite taking the lead. Before this defeat, the Spaniard had a perfect 5-0 record in Grand Slam finals. So, not only did he lose his first one, Alcaraz also missed out on his 3rd consecutive Wimbledon, which would increase his legacy tenfold. As far as legacies go, Iga Swiatek also managed to add a new layer to her own. 6th Grand Slam title to her name, and one that came after allowing herself to slip in a doping test. While she and Sinner were clear of all wrongdoing, and it was proven that illegal substances came into their bodies through food and supplements, without their knowledge, they still received plenty of scrutiny through the tournament. Swiatek took it all on the chin just like Sinner, and had one of the most dominant performances at Wimbledon in recent memory. Her final bout, where she won 6-0, 6-0, just served to prove the level she was on. By winning Wimbledon, she now has a Grand Slam win on all 4 surfaces. Not only that, she has also reached her 100th Grand Slam match win during this tournament. Since her debut, IGA has been making a name for herself in tennis. She is the first Polish tennis player to win at Wimbledon in the Open era. To add to her illustrious career and to wrap up her Grand Slam collection, Swiatek has yet to win the Australian Open. So far, she has won the Roland Garros 4 times, adding 1 title at the US Open and this one at Wimbledon. Due to her style of play and success in recent years, she is more than often compared to one of the tennis greats in Serena Williams. It's no wonder she gets this comparison, as no female tennis player comes close to her success from those currently ranked, and even less so when you take into account that it took Swiatek only 57 minutes to wrap up the Wimbledon final. Furthermore, there hasn't been a Grand Slam final sweep for almost 40 years since Steffi Graf did it at the 1988 French Open. While IGA is on the trajectory to be as good as Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova, she has a long way to go since she comes close to Serena. She has plenty of time to go all the way at only 24 years of age, but 23 Grand Slams, 4 Olympic golds, and Golden Slams in both singles and doubles might be unachievable. If she continues her nice form throughout the year, you can bet that IGA will be a betting favorite on most tournaments she participates in. She was not at this one, as her odds before the start of the tournament were set at plus 700. On the other hand, men's singles Wimbledon 2025 betting odds had Sinner and Alcaraz as joint favorites at minus 110. While Swiatek and Sinner marked the just-ended tournament at Wimbledon, there were still plenty of matches that caught the eye of the audience. Here are the top 5 in our opinion. Jannik Sinner versus Grigor Dimitrov. This was one of the most exciting matches during the entire tournament. While it only lasted for 2 sets, because the Bulgarian ace had to withdraw due to an injury, it was the worst 2 sets for Sinner throughout the entire tournament. Dimitrov was close to a surprising victory after he had Sinner on his back foot the entire game. It was 3:6, 5 hours 76 minutes, and 2:2 when the match was interrupted and consequently forfeited. With 2 sets ahead, it was hard imagining Dimitri losing this one, especially when he was dominating during both his serves and returns. Now, after winning the entire tournament, from time to time, Jannik will most likely be remembering this duel as the one that was crucial for his eventual win. If not for Dimitrov's injury, we would most likely be watching Alcaraz winning another one against Novak Djokovic. Alex de Minaur versus Novak Djokovic. This is the match that showed the world once again why Novak is one of the greats. While his contemporaries such as Federer, Nadal, and Murray are no longer playing, Noel is still putting out performances such as this one. A true tennis mastermind. Djokovic lost the first set of this bout 6-1. When everyone thought that he had lost his marbles, it was all just preparation for what came next. A tennis clinic put on by the Serbian legendary tennis player. He won the next 3 sets 6-4 each, showing everyone how it's done. After the first set, the win was not in jeopardy, and Djokovic has once again proven that he is not yet prepared to be written off, and that the only 2 active players that can better him are Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. Aryna Sabalenka versus Amanda Anisimova. Duels such as this one are the main reasons why fans shouldn't celebrate before the match is over. Everyone and their mother wanted to see the final duel, which would feature Aryna Sabalenka and IGA Swiatek. Anisimova had a thing or two to say about that expectation. She put on her best Wimbledon performance to date when facing the world's #1 player in Aryna Sabalenka. She won the first set versus the Russian player and showed that she is going to be no pushover. Sabalenka took the reins in the second set, winning identically by 6:4. Yet, it was Amanda who had the final say. The third set was won by the American player, and she deservedly got to be at the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club on Church Road in London playing against Iga Swiatek. Iga Swiatek versus Amanda Anisimova. This was an easy guess for everyone who likes to bet on tennis. Swiatek was a massive favorite to take home the title, and she duly delivered. While there's not too much to talk about when it comes to Tai Duel, it deserves a place on this list due to its historical significance. As we already mentioned, there wasn't a 6-0 win in one of the Grand Slam finals since 1988 and Steffi Graf. Matches such as this one need to be talked about, as that is a clear sign that we're having a generational tennis talent at our hands. At the end of the day, not even legendary Serena Williams managed to come out with such a victory in one of her 23 Grand Slam finals appearances. Taylor Fritz versus Carlos Alcaraz. Fritz is holding the 4th place at the ATP rankings, and deservedly so. In addition to Sinner, he was the only one giving Carlos a run for his money. The semi-final bout between Fritz and Alcaraz was the better of the two semi-final duels. While the Spaniard won 3-1, it was by no means an easy encounter. Alcaraz won the first set 6-3, only for the American to get back in the second with a 7-5 result. When it appeared that Carlos was in control with a 6-3 result in the third set, Fritz took the duel to lengths in the fourth one, losing only 7-6 after a lengthy tie-break exchange. Wimbledon is behind us, and we only have the hard court season in America to look forward to. With Cincinnati and the U.S. Open getting closer with schedules in August and early September, we will be looking out for our favorite players at the biggest stages in no time. Legends in the making. Sinner and Swiatek. Jannik Sinner, breaking new ground for Italy. Historic milestone. On July 13, 2025, Sinner defeated Carlos Alcaraz 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 to become the first Italian man to ever win Wimbledon. The Times. +15. Tennis Majors. +15. Tempest Magazine. +15. The Indian Express. +7. Wikipedia. +7. The Press Democrat. +7. Redemption and rivalry. He avenged his French Open loss to Alcaraz from just weeks prior, snapping Alcaraz's 5-0 Grand Slam final streak. Wikipedia. Statistical feat. His Wimbledon triumph marked his 4th Grand Slam title, and he became one of only 5 players to break the 12,000 ATP ranking point mark, joining the Big Four. Diario as ATP Tour. Mental maturity. The win, his first against Alcaraz in 6 tries, was a testament to his composure. He overcame nerves, downed a set, and unleashed a streak of brilliant tennis on center court. Diario as +15. Wikipedia. +15. The New Yorker. +15. Iga Swiatek, a perfect storm on grass. Dominant debut. Swiatek claimed her first ever Wimbledon title with a jaw-dropping 6-0 demolition of Amanda Anisimova, only the second double bagel in open-era Grand Slam finals. YouTube. +12. Wikipedia. +12. Wikipedia. +12. Complete champion. She dropped a mere 35 games en route to the championship, fewest since Navratilova in 1990, and became the 8th woman in open-era history to win majors on all 3 surfaces. Women's Tennis Association. +1. Wikipedia. +1. 100-win Grand Slam milestone. Wimbledon marked her 100th career match win at Grand Slams, maintaining a flawless 6-0 record in finals. Olympics. Polish first. She's the first Polish singles champion, male or female, at Wimbledon in the open era. Wikipedia. +5. Wikipedia. +5. Tennis Majors. +5. Top 5 matches of Wimbledon 2025 tennis. Here are the most electrifying, high-stakes encounters that defined the fortnight. Sinner versus Alcaraz. Men's final 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. A rematch of the French Open final. This match showcased a shift in balance. Sinner's unyielding rhythm and mental fortitude overcame Alcaraz's flair and shot-making. Tennis Majors. +15. Wikipedia. +15. The Times. +15. The Guardian. +1. Wikipedia. +1. It marked the next chapter in a thrilling rivalry, heralding a new era in men's tennis. The Press Democrat, +1. CBSSports.com, +1. Jannik Sinner vs. Carlos Alcaraz, Wimbledon 2025 final thriller. Swiatek vs. Anisimova, women's final 6-0, 6-0. A rare display of utter dominance. Swiatek became just the second woman in Open-era history to blank her opponent in a Grand Slam final, and the first at Wimbledon since 1911. Olympics, +13. Wikipedia, +13. Wikipedia, +13. Completed in just 57 minutes, it stood as a stark statement of superiority. Wikipedia, +1. TalkSport, +1. Sinner vs. Dimitrov, quarterfinal. A tightly contested match where Dimitrov had Sinner on the defensive in the opening sets, 6-3, 7-6, until an injury forced a retirement at 2-2 in the third set. Olympics, +15. Tennis majors, +15. El Pace, +15. Though it ended prematurely, it was arguably Sinner's toughest test before the final. Djokovic vs. Sinner, men's semifinal. Sinner ended Djokovic's streak of 6 consecutive Wimbledon finals, showcasing his arrival among the elite.